What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over ranking the top 10 centers. Yes, centers in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Now, I will say I'm not going to include any of the invincibles, so Victor Wembanyama is going to be excluded. I do have to include the 100 overalls now. If you're wondering why sell out, Ty? Well, because they are locker codes, I will be including them. Guys, I'm not going to include are the festival cards. So Wilt, not going to be included. Where would Wilt be on this list? Probably at like number 2 or 3. I'm not going to include Chet. Chet would probably be 6 or 7. And so just kind of, I'll give you where they're at. But again, I don't want to put them on the list just for the sole fact they're event cards. They're going to be ridiculously expensive. And if you don't have them, right, you're not going to be able to get them. So it does me no good in ranking those types of cards. But that's what we're going to get into today as we do dive into it. If you're new to the channel, please smash that subscribe button. We got a tie at number 10, similar to the power forward position with Rudy Gobert and Sikma. Now, I know what people are going to say. What? These guys are not top 10. Now, I want you guys to realize these are both cards that I actually really do like. I think both these cards in their own right, especially if you don't have all the MT in the world, are really good. Now with Gobert, he's going to give you a little bit of more defensive versatility, whereas Sikma is going to be better offensively. I think Gobert is probably slightly better at the center position, just because, again, he is 7'1". Gobert is a guy that is going to be able to go out there and compete with those top centers in the game defensively. Again, Sikma offensively with that 96 3-ball gives you way more. It really depends what you are wanting at that center position. But I think for like beginners, for like people that are no money spent, these are two options if you grinded for Gobert or, you know, Sikma isn't super expensive, that I would at least think about picking up, right? Two guys that I think are really, really solid players. Coming in at my number 9, we're plugging in the downtown Artis Gilmore card at 7-2. You gotta hype the card up a little bit. But I will say Artis Gilmore is a little bit of a letdown. Now, when I say that he's a little bit of a letdown, I'm not saying he's horrible. I'm not saying he's unusable. I'm not saying any of that. But like compared to some of the other cards that we've seen, at least recently, Artis Gilmore definitely is a little bit of a letdown. Decent 3-ball, but again, I don't know if I love the release. Pro 2 is fine, but again, only a 77 3-ball, 86 speed, great defensive stats. But it's just like, why are people spending so much for Artis Gilmore? I honestly don't know the answer to that. Do I think he's better than Gobert and Sikma? Yes. But if you compare him to like a Rudy Gobert card, for example, how much better is he? Barely. And the only reason he's better is because he is 7'2". So that's what I want you guys to realize about Artis Gilmore. He is not worth his price. Card that's way better than him at that center position is Mark Eaton. Now, the one thing Artis Gilmore has over Mark Eaton is the fact that Artis Gilmore can play power forward. But for the center position, it's not even remotely close. Mark Eaton is so much better than him. 93 ball, 84 speed. He's 7'4", has a good release. Normally, obviously, Artis has Pro 2. But I'm telling you right now, Mark Eaton walks circles around Artis Gilmore, and it's not even really a comparison between the two different cards. And for me, for my money, give me Mark Eaton every day of the week. I mean, Mark Eaton is a guy that can compete against, again, those top-level centers in the game. He's 7'4". He's going to get you stops. He's going to play good defense. And guess what? He's got a 93 ball, so he's going to knock down shots at an insanely high level as well. If you don't like Mark Eaton, I don't know what to tell you. The problem with Mark Eaton is he is not better than Dark Matter Kareem. And no, I'm not including GOAT Kareem on this list either because, again, he's unattainable. Dark Matter Kareem, here's the thing about him. As far as defensive big men in this game, it doesn't get much better than Kareem. His player build's really solid, has 96 speed, defensively basically maxed. I'm telling you right now, and I don't care what people say, there is no need to get the GOAT Kareem. Get this Kareem with a couple of legends, and you're just fine. You do not need to spend thousands on the GOAT Kareem. You just don't. This Kareem still is on my squad to this day. And I know people are like, really, Ty? Yes, I still really do like Dark Matter Kareem. And I think defensively primarily is really where I'm high on Kareem. So that's just kind of where I'm at with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think the card is an absolute beast, an absolute stud. The problem is at my number 6, I've got Dikembe Mutombo, who is better than Kareem. I can't sit up there and even try to make the case that Kareem is better than Dikembe because he's just not. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for Dikembe's high 3-ball in his release, I'd make the case. But Dikembe's got a 94 3-ball. He's got an incredibly good release. Defensively, he's got everything you can ask for. He's got hot spots from everywhere. Honestly, you could have Dikembe at your number 2, and I wouldn't really blink an eye. Honestly, like, I think you could. The one thing that my number 5 is going to have over Dikembe Mutombo is that Pro 2 leaner. And as time goes on, guys, like, I really do like that Pro 2 leaner. It just adds a dimension to to people's games, and Dikembe just doesn't have that. So, again, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to Dikembe. I'm doing it. I'm moving Dikembe to number 5. I got to. At my number 6, I'm plugging in the new Joel Embiid. I like 100 overall Joel Embiid, but as I'm comparing the cards, I think Dikembe is better. Now, Embiid is 7 feet tall. Embiid based on very quick. Dikembe's got a better standstill jumper. Embiid does have Pro 2. Embiid has every stat, every badge of the game. Look, it's close between Joel Embiid and Dikembe Mutombo. I'm telling you, it is extremely close. It just, I would say it comes down to this. How many leaners are you going to take with your center? If you're not going to take a bunch of leaners, Joel Embiid might be better. But at the end of the day, guess what? Dikembe is still 7'2". Joel Embiid's only 7 feet tall. I think if we're talking about the overall player, maybe Joel Embiid comes in higher. But if we're talking specifically at the center position, I think you've got to go Dikembe Mutombo. Now, I still like Joel Embiid. I don't think he's actually that overpriced for what the card gives you. Joel Embiid, I think, is actually maybe about the same price as Dikembe. Might even be a little cheaper. I like both cards. I just think for me and my money, I got to go with Dikembe Mutombo. It is close, though. I want you guys to know that. At my number 4, we're plugging in the Galaxy Opal Victor Wembanyama. Still to this day, so elite on this game. 93 ball, 85 speed, good defense. Victor Wembanyama leaner. Why do I like it? Because the leaner going left is just as cheesy as the leaner going right. It's what he gives you guys over the normal leaner. And the thing about it for me with Victor Wembanyama is defensively, the card's not great. But at this stage, most of the Galaxy Opal Wembys you see on the auction house, stuff like that, have some of those Hall of Fame defensive badges. So even if he has Hall of Fame on-ball menace, that helps out a lot. You know, even if it's not a legend badge, if you can get one with a couple of those extra Hall of Famers, it can definitely help Wemby out. Obviously, again, as time goes on, Wemby loses value, but this card is still absolutely elite on this game. And again, can go out there and compete with any center in the game. Now, is he as good as Invincible Wemby? No, it's not even remotely close. But he is still a really, really, really good card to add to your collection. Coming in at my number 3, again, I don't want to include Kristaps Porzingis, but I simply have to. If you can get this card out of your 100 overall, locker code pack. And if you got Kristaps, you got a really good center. 7'2", easy release to time, easy to release to green. Defensively going to be absolutely elite. To me, he's just slightly better than like a Dikembe Mutombo. I mean, that's really what KP gives you. Again, can I go higher than where I'm at on him? I don't really think so. I think this is, as high as you can go. But if you got Kristaps Porzingis, you got an absolutely incredible big man. I mean, my thing about Kristaps is this. I think his release is just so easy to time, easy to green, that like even the beginners of beginners can green consistently with Kristaps. And that's something we're going to get to with our next guy, and why you could honestly have Kristaps at number 2. Because at my number 2, I'm plugging in 100 overall Shaq. Now, I will say this. I think Shaq's release is good. I just think it comes down to Shaq's release is a little tougher to get used to. So, like, if you're a very beginner level player, you're probably maybe going to have more success with Kristaps than Shaq, just as far as that getting, used to that release. The Franz upper on Shaq is weird, but again, Shaq has a great player model. He's great defensively, and it's just tough for me to be any lower. Now, one thing it's important to note with some of these old 100 overalls is they don't have, like, that Pro 2 leaner. And it goes back to my question. How much better is Shaq than a guy like Joel Embiid? I do think he's better because I think his player model, player build's way better, but it just pains me to have Joel Embiid at number 6 because when I'm thinking about it, it's like, is Shaq really that much better than Embiid? I think because of his player model, player build, he is also an inch taller, but again, it really drives me crazy how close some of these guys are in skill level. And then a guy that is a cut above the rest is Yao Ming. If you got Yao out of your free locker code, you might be the most blessed dude in 2K history, okay? Because Yao is so cheesy. 7'6", 7'9" wingspan, hot spots everywhere. This card base goes for like 5-6 million MT. I mean, this is one of your better overall cards in the entire game, and that's counting the GOAT Kareem. That's counting the Invincibles. Yao is probably right now still a top 5 card in the game. Honestly, he is the most unattainable card on this list. The only way you're going to get Yao is with that locker code. Otherwise, again, he is 5-6 million NT, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. But Yao is a beast. I mean, 7-6, he gets every rebound. He's got max stats, max badges. So again, there's really no flaws in Yao Ming whatsoever. The card is just an absolute beast, an absolute stud. I've never actually got my a chance to use Yao Ming. I don't think. Maybe I did a gameplay on him. I don't really remember. But I will say, every time I play against Yao Ming, like I played on my Nobody Spent today, I played a dude with Yao Ming. And it's like, no, I didn't lose. But it's like, dude, Yao is just so tough because he literally gets every rebound. So it's just a matter of, you got to try to, you know, get a body on him. You got to try to box him out. But Yao is so cheesy, and he has, you know, a pretty good release as well. These are my top 10 centers. Obviously, again, some of these guys are somewhat affordable. Like, again, Sikma, I think, is a buyout. Dikembe, Joel Embiid aren't crazy expensive. Then we get to the Shaqs, Kristaps. That's when it gets crazy. But honestly, anybody 4 or lower, so Galaxy, Opal, Wemby, or lower, you could probably, I mean, they're at least attainable cards in this game. That's going to wrap it up for our video today. Let me know your thoughts on it. Again, I probably did leave somebody off this list that did deserve to be on it. I apologize. It's just tough to do when I'm excluding so many different cards. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.